So hey, we have a studio audience this week, in addition to my lovely wife, Star.
Hello.
You want to come on up and say hi? Tell us about yourselves.
Me? I'm your wife.
Uh-huh.
You should know me.
Should I?
Yeah.
I'll spare you the kiss. How's that? All right.
Thank you. Bruce, this is my second or maybe third.
Second or third, yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the fun.
We met online.
Yeah.
We met at one of the cocktail classes from...
Museum of Distilled
Yeah,
Spirits.
yeah. And Bruce brought us a bottle of the Scarlet Ibis, a Trinidad rum, like Angostura is Trinidad and Tobago? Yeah, Trinidad as well. This is produced by the same people that produce Smith & Cross and something else. What was the other thing? I don't remember. It seemed like an odd mix, but yep. And I remember having some of this a number of years ago.
Yeah.
And well, palates change.
Yeah. And
one of the interesting things about this is that it does come in at 49% alcohol. So if I was drinking things like Diplomatico at the time, coming at 40 and 43%, and this is not sugar added and 49%, then it's very likely that I kind of went. So thank you very much for giving us a second shot at trying this. This is our usual, we always toast. We always toast something at the beginning of the session. So I'm going to toast to my Miami Dolphins being in first place in the division because they won and the Bills didn't today.
Okay.
You have a toast?
So I've been putting more of the episodes up, and I will link to the episode that went live Friday, which Bruce was in.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like Annie McDowell in Groundhog Day, I will toast the world peace.
Okay.
Right. Or at least pieces of the world having peace.
I like your red and green, so you're already prepared.
Yep. Although
Nope, next holiday is Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's true. Well, I guess that's a holiday.
Yeah, it is.
we do still have the tombstone up behind you, so
We
you
do.
know,
Yeah.
we shall miss Santa. But we have all his toys now. That means we're going to have to put a Santa Claus hat on Steve over there.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Steve is our full-size skeleton that we have that we dug out for Halloween. So
what do you think of?
So I can definitely see it was a case of a much earlier palate going, that's hot, it's not smooth, it's not what I'm used to.
there's a significant ethanol coming off of this. Yeah,
It is.
I'm having trouble getting past that on the nose.
And that may be why Death and Company uses it more for mixed.
Yeah. Although
But it does have a couple different layers of taste to it.
definitely certainly a vanilla note on the tongue, like significantly vanilla. There's some fruit rind, citrusy.
I can see that.
Certainly the tip of the tongue is like, right? If you ever bitten into the rind of a apple, yeah. No, citrus fruit, like an orange. Yep, it's kind of like that,
Yeah.
but not orangey. Right? It's that.
Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah.
It's always nice to try something.
Especially when you've tried it before but don't really have a good memory of it, and it's been long enough ago that, like I said, your palate has changed. So, yeah. All right, so what are we going to do? Well, as it turns out, business is going to send me to Huntsville, Alabama this coming week, and I'm going to be spending a couple of days there, and I have a habit of anytime I travel, I try and hunt down a tiki bar or two that happen to be in the area. It turns out that Huntsville, Alabama has a tiki bar, apparently a relatively well-known tiki bar called Phat Sammy's, and that's spelled P-H-A-T and then Sammy's, S-A-M-M-Y''S. So I'm planning on trying to get a table over at Phat Sammy's, like either Wednesday or Thursday night, and spending some time there what the whole tiki environment is. I mean, you got to eat, right? You got to eat dinner, and they have a
Right.
full food menu, and so why not? We should do that. So that there's going to be that. That's in Phat Sammy's is in downtown Huntsville, so we'll have to make our trek over there, but it should be fine. So I thought I would do a tribute to Huntsville this evening, and what I'm going to attempt to do is take a look at the Phat Sammy's menu and pull a couple of cocktails off that menu, given just the cocktail ingredients list that they provide, and see if I can make something that's relatively palatable as a cocktail. And then maybe I'll have those drinks when I go, and I can compare them and go, wow, your drinks are so much better than the ones that I cobbled together on the show. Before we do that, though, I thought we would engage in a taste test that we occasionally do here, and that is this age-old question of whether or not fresh squeezed juice actually matters. So I'm going to start with this large container of lime juice. So this container of lime juice was lime juice that was squeezed out for the party, which was last weekend. So we are going to pour just a little tiny bit of just straight up lime juice into here. Like such. So that we can taste not so fresh lime juice. So there's a lime juice there, there's a lime juice there, and here is my lime juice. Oops.
It's a little more puckery.
Wow. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna. I'm not.
My memory. Here, we have a table.
Not a fan. I don't know.
I mean, it might be fine in a cocktail.
Huh? And we're gonna do that.
Because you don't drink lime juice straight.
Nobody drinks lime juice straight. So now that you've tasted it, I can have those back, and we can rinse them out. Then, or
Yeah, that's puckery.
it's really, really puckery, and there's almost a dusty component to it, I think. All right. Next up. No, I'm not going to subject you to the small lime concentrate in the plastic lime bottle. We're not going to do that. We've done that before. That was a whole lot of no fun.
Did you ever have the one from Sicily in the glass bottles, though?
Oh. I'm convinced that the little lime bottles are nothing more than a citric acid solution that may or may not have some artificial lime flavoring in them. But I could be wrong. Okay, so here's the fresh. This was squeezed hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Totally different nose on that.
Thank you.
Puckery, but not to the extent. I don't get the dustiness from it.
Much lighter, much fresher.
There's definitely, I taste citrus, not just acid.
Right.
Yes.
This you could almost drink like by itself. The other.
Yeah, the other you could not drink.
Okay. We will be doing two different versions of the first drink from Phat Sammy's, and that will give us a chance to use the old lime juice and the new lime juice. Yeah, it can come up. And we can see how much of a difference it makes in a cocktail.
Well, that makes sense.
Now, part of the problem here is that the cocktail that I have chosen, the drink menu for Phat Sammy's doesn't exactly list lime juice as an ingredient. So I don't know that there's lime juice in this cocktail, but I do know that there is no other sour component in this cocktail. So I'm kind of scratching my head going, there's got to be a sour component in here. Otherwise, this is just going to be completely unbalanced. So they would never do that sort of thing. So I'm going to assume that there is, in fact, some lime juice, and I'm going to add a little bit of lime juice to this cocktail. So the cocktail is, in fact, shaken. So I need to find, my cocktail shakers. Well, let's just do this. Do one of those, and one of those. Make sure these will lit up. Yep, they will lit up just fine. There's one, there's two. Stay. Okay, so we're going to start with one of the ingredients is pineapple gum syrup. So do I happen to keep pineapple gum syrup on hand? I don't, but what I do have is some pineapple oleosaccharum, which has been filtered and clarified. So we're going to use that as our substitute, and it is reasonably thick. It is thicker than a normal simple syrup, so I'm hoping that that will get us through on the gum syrup. We're going to go 1 ounce. Why? I don't know. This is just I'm working my magic here, thinking this might be right-ish, somewhere in the ballpark. Okay, and then I'm going to go 1 ounce of lime juice. So on the left-hand side, we will use the old lime juice. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, but wait a second, Pooch. This means that you've got equal parts sour and sweet in there. That's usually not the case. Usually you want a little more sweet than you do sour. There are other ingredients coming. And so we have 1 ounce of the fresh lime juice. Let's do this. Keep me honest, right? Next up, banana liqueur. This is where the other sweet portion is coming in. So we're going to reach over here, and they actually say Gifford's banana liqueur, and I do have some Gifford's lying around, but it's an unopened bottle, and it's in the back underneath the sink over here, and I just don't want to do that. I much prefer using the Tempus Fugit, so we're going to use the Tempus Fugit. If I can get the bottle open. There we go. Always remember, when you're doing a cocktail broadcast, open all your bottles ahead of time. Make sure you can get them open so you don't waste time straining your muscles on the show.
Elizabeth thinks it's a fun idea to take a couple drinks off the menu, make them, and then go in and order them.
Right. And go, wow.
So there's a YouTube channel called 1 Drink 3 Bars.
Uh-huh.
And she makes a drink at home and then picks 3 different bars and goes and has that same drink and talks about the comparison of them. I'll put a link to her channel.
Based on the name of the drink. So there are cases where she's gone in and they've been like 3 totally different drinks. So the next ingredient here, a little odd maybe for you tiki files out there, is blended scotch. So since I got a bottle of the Game of Thrones White Walker, Johnny Walker blended scotch as a white elephant gift one year for Christmas, I thought maybe we should use some of that. So we're going to. And that calls for 1.5 ounces. If my guesstimates are right here. So there's 1.5 ounces. White Walker blended scotch.
Keith says White Walker.
Just make sure you serve this in dragon glass glasses, right?
Right.
That's how that works. Okay, what else goes in here? Well, it is a tiki bar, so you might expect that there's some rum in there. And the recipe actually calls for spiced Jamaican rum. I'm not entirely sure what to make of that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with some Jamaican rum, and I'm going to go 1/2 ounce of the Smith & Cross Jamaican rum. Let's see, that's 1/2 ounce. And come in. There's 1/2 ounce. But of course there's no spice to that. So I will break down. I do have, this is not the original bottle, we had a great big bottle of the Kirkland spiced rum. So given to us by a friend that was leaving the state, didn't want to take it with her, so she gifted us with a bottle of Kirkland spiced rum. So I'm going to add 1/2 ounce of Kirkland spiced rum, and between the two of them, I'm going to call that 1 ounce of Jamaican spiced rum. How's that? And I'm going to spill all over the place. This is why we have drink mats. Okay.
Absolutely. Which are freshly cleaned.
Which are freshly, well, they were freshly cleaned before the episode started.
Right.
They are not anymore. They have been well broken in at this point. So these are shaken cocktails. We're just going to add some ice to them and shake them up.
Amanda says, you were the ones that got it. She thought it was Dave.
They got what?
The White Walker
Kirkland.
at the
Oh,
White
the White
Elephant.
Walker. Oh, yes. Did I really ice scoop? You're kidding, right? What did I do with my ice scoop? People. Sad. All right, there's just multiple ice scoops lying around here somewhere, but I'm not finding them, so I'm just going to use this. That's going to go there. Shake that. There you go. All good. We'll take 2 of these glasses. We'll put a little more ice in them. Ta-da! Hawthorne strainer. Should be able to get this to split. It's not, so there we go. All right. So this is the cocktail made with the old lime juice, right? Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to knock over the skeleton back here,
Okay.
and I'm going to soak up some icky stuff off the bar mat. I'm going to try and put the skeleton back. Dude. All right. So my apologies because I spilled all over the bar mat, so we have somewhat less of that cocktail. But we're going to put that here. Grab some mint. Mint's been in the fridge for a while, so it's a little on the unhappy side. So we'll smack it around a little bit, and that'll make it happier, right?
Right.
Wow, I moved everything on my bar. My straws are no longer there. My straws are... Oh, where are my straws? My straws are over here. You like that panic? I don't know where my straws are. Okay, so this is the cocktail made with not fresh lime juice.
Okay.
Here's the cocktail made with
I'll come get one for Bruce, and I'll share the one with you.
There it is. Wow! Brain not functioning. Okay, so this goes in here. I'm going to shake that with these 2 glasses. And we're going to put cubes in these.
All right.
I didn't say what this was called, did I?
No.
So this is the Barrel of Monkeys. All right. Yeah. You know what I should have done? I've got them right here. Should have just done that. Garnish, garnish, baby, garnish. See, this is much better when you don't spill it all over the bar mat.
Yeah.
I wonder again why this mint is just wilting faster and faster. It must be the lights. It's the studio lights that are doing it, right? Let's go. Right, and then we're just going to take go one of those in there. One in there. One in there. Take that one over. Oops, we need more straws. And I'll go with here. I'll go with these guys instead. Do I get one and you get the other, or
No, so
right?
we're giving Bruce one of each.
Okay. All right. So there we go. Ta-da! This is the Barrel of Monkeys cocktail.
Come drink out of yours.
So I'm gonna take a sip over here.
I gave Bruce my mic, so.
You can definitely taste the difference. You get more citrus note with the fresh lime.
This is the older line?
It is.
Yeah. You can definitely tell the difference.
Although they're both tasty.
They're both tasty.
And I wouldn't guess that they're Scotch.
No.
It's very well integrated.
I think I taste the Scotch a little more in the fresh one.
Okay, that one I'll take.
Okay. I guess. Sure. Don't care.
You get a drink.
I get a drink. That's what I get when I make two of them.
The fresh.
So there you have it. Just tasting it alone, we prefer the fresh lime juice, and then in a cocktail, we actually prefer the fresh lime juice as well. Right? There are definitely subtle differences that you wouldn't expect owing just to the citrus in there, which I find unusual and kind of strange. But yeah, I'll be interested in finding out what it tastes like at Phat Sammy's. Of course, the other aspect of this cocktail that I don't know is actually how it is constructed. So I don't know if this is actually a blended drink made with crushed ice or pebble ice or whatever. I'm just assuming, because I've got two other blended drinks here, that it's going to be a... well, no, I'm not assuming anything. I just wanted it to be a shaken drink so that I wasn't blending absolutely everything this evening. That's the only trick there. So for the rest of the drinks, we're just going to use the fresh lime. I don't think there's any reason to push the bounds any further. I do. Yeah, I mean, as long as you've got some old lime juice lying around, make up some fresh lime juice and then taste the two. And you could even do experiments on, well, how much fresh do I have to add to get to the taste point on the old that it works for me, so that I can extend the life of the old lime juice, if you want. Because I sometimes do that. I'll go like 3 or 4 days and the lime juice starts to be like, I'm not sure I want to use that, and I'll squeeze a few limes into it, and it's like, oh, it brightens it up just fine. Cool.
Definitely changes, like the older lime juice, you get more of the brown, sweet, caramely flavors.
Yep.
Banana, and the fresh lime juice, it's more integrated.
So very strange. I am used to taking kind of wilty mint out of the refrigerator, sticking it into a glass of water with some ice, and having it perk right up. And this just appears like it's just wilting further and further. So I don't know if it's just warm in here or what, but this mint is just getting sadder and sadder. Like, you poor guy. I don't know what your problem is, but aw. And here we have, on these cocktails, there is also a banana that you can dip into them. Mini bananas, young bananas. So if you want an actual treat, you can take this a step further. Although, oh, here's an old cutting board.
They're called lady fingers.
Take your brulee torch, and bananas do have enough sugar in them that you can actually brulee the top of your banana if you cut the banana in half. I wouldn't try to doing this like through the peel. Don't think that would work. But this would actually be a really nice touch, I think, to the cocktail, just to add a little more caramelized flavor to it, especially on the nose. I think that would be nifty. So do that.
Bananas, also known as ladyfingers, are the smallest type of bananas. They're primarily grown in Central and South America and taste similar to a Cavendish but with a sweeter flavor and a smoother, creamier texture.
Yeah, that's okay. You want some of this?
I do.
Hey, baby, you want some of this? Yeah, come here, come here, come here.
I'm going to take a bite for Bruce as well.
Okay, take the whole thing. There is drink 1. Now, drink 2, and I had many to choose from. They actually have a pretty decent classic cocktail list. I think it's like 8 or 10 drinks. And I didn't want to do any of those just because I've done a Mai Tai, I've done a zombie, I've done Navy Grogs, those sorts of things. So, you know, I'll be interested in seeing what their twist on them is, but I have no way of knowing what their twist is going to be. So all of the drinks, well, the 2 drinks that I'm doing tonight from their menu are pulled off of their Sammy's Specialties section. The second of them is a drink called the Open Sesame. S-E-Z, Sesame, Open Sesame.
Ah.
And it has a very special ingredient in it that I don't have. But I'm going to try and fake it. So the special ingredient, and this is very, very specific, they have a sesame oil infused Nicaraguan rum.
Really?
So my guess here is
You
what
don't
they...
have that laying around?
I don't. So Bruce is asking whether or not I can just add some sesame oil to the glass and swirl it around and just do a rinse or something. What they've probably done is done a typical fat wash with this, right? So they've added some sesame oil, shook the bottle up really well, let it sit overnight. The fat will, put it in the refrigerator. The fat will freeze. You can pull the fat off. It imparts the sesame flavor without the oil. You can do that with butter. You can do that with any sort of oil, peanut oil, things like that. If you want to like a peanutty flavor, olive oil, if you wanted to do, I don't know, something. But in any case, I don't happen to have a bottle of sesame oil infused Nicaraguan rum lying around. However, as Bruce points out, I probably do in fact have Nicaraguan rum. Ta-da, Florida Cana 12-year. And I might just in fact have toasted sesame oil lying around. Now, I could do what Bruce has suggested, which is swirl some sesame oil around in a glass and then put the Florida Cana rum over that. But what I think I'm going to do, actually, because sesame oil is really potent stuff. And I'm a little afraid that even doing that small amount would just overpower the drink. So what I'm going to do is actually just add like 3 drops of sesame oil to the cocktail before I blend it. And I think that will get us hopefully in the vicinity. And I don't need it to be stable for any long period of time. So I'm not going to worry about the
those misters that they use for like vermouth and things.
Yeah. I have a mister here for. So this is my absinthe mister, and I have this mister, which is it is a rum bar. Overproof white Jamaican rum that, it's like, just do this. Yep. Which I'll occasionally just spritz over a cocktail when I want a little extra Jamaican oomph without overpowering the cocktail. So, blended drink here. I'm just going to assume this is a blended drink. I don't know why. I know why. Because it uses coconut cream, and I don't want to have to shake the coconut cream. So I'm just going to use... What?
Amanda thinks someone used sesame oil on Drink Masters. She hasn't finished it yet, so no spoilers.
I'm sorry.
Well, no. No spoilers of Drink Masters.
Right. I spoiled the ending of, I think, Drink Masters to somebody else the other day.
Did you?
Yes, because I was told how it ended, and I wasn't planning on watching it, but and turned out that they hadn't finished it yet.
Elizabeth says, "OMG, so many fat washes."
Yeah. So what am I doing? Right, I'm doing the Open Sesame. So I need a blender tin back here behind me.
I don't really do bacon, so I haven't had a lot of those bacon fat wash bourbon drinks that were like, for a while, that was like
the thing. Yep.
Right.
They still do Epic Smokehouse in Arlington.
Yeah.
Arlington.
Crystal City.
Yeah, it still does a bacon fat washed, not a Manhattan, old fashioned
old-fashioned.
with a candied bacon stick in it, which is quite tasty. Yep. Right, lime
If you
juice.
like prime rib,
They do a smoked prime rib, which is really yummy.
I park next to them when I go to Costco.
You should stop in and eat there. It's very yummy.
I will go there for lunch.
Okay, I've tried to put ingredients up first, and I didn't do that on the first cocktail. So this cocktail uses lime juice. It uses coconut cream, or cream coconut here. It uses Amaro Montenegro. So there's an Amaro in here, and I happen to have a small bottle of Amaro Montenegro, and it uses the fat washed Nicaraguan sesame oil rum. So this is the ingredients in the cocktail. And 8 ounces of ice, so is what I'm going to be putting in this in order to blend it. What's?
Big bottle.
Oh yeah, we have some really big bottles of Montenegro lying around. All right, next up, we need 1 ounce of the coconut
Here.
cream.
You need some Amaro Montenegro?
No, I'm good, thanks. It makes a lot of these small bottles come from that. Yeah,
These are actually
the display bottles.
they're display bottles. They're not actual bottles. They're 3-liter bottles.
I will sometimes make party punch in them, though. Okay, so this guy's finally dead. Oh, wait, no, I want to keep those.
Jeannie could live in that bottle.
You know, I found out that was a bourbon bottle.
Really?
Which?
So all that country was living in a bourbon bottle.
Did they say whose bourbon?
Yeah, it was Indian special like Christmas.
That somebody had bedazzled, essentially. All right, so there's some coconut cream. There's some coconut. There we go. Cream.
Oh, you spoiled it to Elizabeth.
Yes. I was trying hard not to say who it was, but yeah. What I tried to do there was put the lime juice in first in order to coat the jigger in hopes that the coconut cream would come out easier. Didn't work. It's stuck. All right, so there's that. We need Amaro Montenegro. Now, I don't want to overpower this with the Amaro Montenegro, so I'm just going to use a 1/2 ounce. This is one of any number of Italian Amaris, which are slightly bitter. Maybe some of them are more than just slightly bitter. Herbal liqueurs. They can be drunk either as an aperitif beforehand or after the meal as a digestif. And you'll see them used fairly frequently in cocktails now to just kind of spark up an element of the cocktail. Okay, so now we need some rum in here, and we are going to go 2 full ounces of rum. Here we're using...
Susie Hazlew says, old fashioned, that's a Wisconsin thing.
Ew. The Wisconsin Old Fashioned is a drink in and of itself. It's lengthened with usually a little bit of Sprite or some other light soda at the end. Oh, we're just going to add ice here. I want to add a little more ice.
You'll compare. This will be a follow-up when you return.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so here comes the sesame oil. Now, I have used oils before in cocktails, and in fact, one Halloween, we did a drink called the Murder Hornet.
Right.
And the
to-go party.
Right, the Murder Hornet was a riff on the bee's knees, but one of the special ingredients for 5 dots, yeah, 5 dashes of this, was some habanero oil. Right? Yeah. And just like 3 dots of that habanero oil, shake it in with the cocktail or drop it on the top, and it really made the cocktail very, very nice if you like any kind of spice to your cocktail. If you don't, well, yeah, then you shouldn't be ordering something called the Murder Hornet.
Right.
All right. Flash blend this guy. That's probably a little longer than a flash blend, but there is coconut cream in here, so maybe a little longer blend is actually in order. All right, now I have no idea what this is going to taste like. The ice isn't entirely broken up. Keep reaching for a straw that is not there. So I'm going to reach in. We're going to grab one of these. Yeah. Oh.
Well, the first one was a winner.
I don't think that's not terrible at all. Maybe maybe it needs a little more sesame. I'm not getting a lot of the sesame off of there.
That's what I was curious. What is this? What are they trying to do with the sesame? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, there's a lengthen the finish maybe. Oh, there it is. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just leave the sesame bottle out there. All right. I should rinse this before sticking it back in there. Yep, there's the sesame. Interesting. I'm just going to pour this.
Do you want to go up and...
Let me stick a new straw in here. We'll just go with this guy. We'll go with a bamboo straw here. So this is a glass bamboo straw, and this is from Surfside Sips, and we love Surfside Sips. They like us. It's all good. So this is my version of the Open Says Me. And we're going to add a cocktail orchid to it. Why? Because it's the week after the cocktail party, and I have a gazillion of these freaking cocktail orchids left over. Hey, Bruce, do you want to take some cocktail orchids home? Excellent. And we also managed to find these little edible flowers that are also kind of pretty, and add just a little sprig in here. I don't know why this is supposed to say Open Says Me. I don't really think it does, but there you go. So this is the Open Says Me. I mean, she'll like it because it's got coconut cream in it.
Oh, it definitely tastes the long tail of the
sesame. The Nicaraguan rum does not have that long a finish to it, so the sesame really lengthens that finish. I wonder just how present the sesame is in their cocktail. Because I mean, I could go a lot heavier handed with this.
other than extending flavors, perhaps, I'm not sure what it really is trying to do.
Yeah. I do get a little of that sesame nutty flavor that you wouldn't get otherwise.
True, I just don't know if it goes with the other ingredients.
Right.
You know.
Try my hand at playing around with the proportions. Maybe up the proportion of the Montenegro and add a little more sesame oil to this.
A little more, maybe a half ounce of Montenegro to bring out.
Do that again. I can do that.
What do you think? And also because the flavors are
It's interesting because I think if you do another Montenegro, it will overbalance the coconut.
that's the thing. If I had to say on flavors, I don't get a lot of Montenegro. I get like
Right.
coconut and citrus and sesame oil.
All right. You can go here. Oh, that came out much easier this time.
That's good.
All right. So there's the lime. We said last time we put in a half ounce of the Amaro Montenegro. 3/4 of an ounce or a full ounce? Full ounce?
I think you're going to get more true what the difference is if you do a full ounce.
Full ounce.
Full ounce. And then we'll switch rums. No, just kidding.
No.
Okay. Do I want to cut back the rum now? It was 2 ounces. Do I cut it back to... Nope. Go.
I think, well, at least the glass that I had, the citrus and the coconut cream dominated.
Okay, so there's 2 ounces.
Maybe this will be too much to be the scale. I don't know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. So that's about the same number of drops total that I put in last time. So I'm just going to finish out the dropper. So it's probably just a little more sesame than was in there previously. All right. Let's see what we got here. I need another cocktail glass from the cabinet. You want to use your delivery mug? Your Chinese delivery mug? No. Find me a mug, woman.
I will find you a mug.
While she's finding me a mug, I'm going to take a drink of water. Oh, okay.
Whole nice Star Wars collection.
Yes, we do have the whole geeky, well, not the whole. We have a lot of the geeky tiki.
And I guess that's Groot. So I guess
Yes, and some Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got Groot and Gamora and Star-Lord and Rocket.
Surfside sip straw goes in. Fine, we'll go with a blue orchid this time, because the glass is kind of blue.
I might send you up with this so that you guys can do a compare by compare. My guess is I'll like the first one.
Set that there. There's no real good way to show off the how this looks without
No, there's
spilling
not.
cocktail all over the place, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a sip.
I'll use the same.
Oh, okay. And I can use stars.
Yeah, you can put hers in there. So that's the first one.
I definitely prefer the second. This one. A little more character to it.
That has. Oh, where's your straw?
This was his.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might be onto something.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the first one.
Okay. I think the having the more Amaro in there, I'm not sure it complexifies the drinks, but it adds another component to it that brings things together a little more. I will say I lose a little bit of the sesame though.
Well, again, not making the infused thing and guessing in proportions. I think it's pretty good.
I'm going to guess that when if I have this, that the sesame will definitely come through a lot stronger. But again, the sesame oil can be so overpowering. I'm just like really hesitant to put much more in there and then not be able to taste anything else.
Right.
And that's an awfully good rum to be doing that with.
Every once in a while something like integrates magically with something else. But I don't know if sesame oil is an overpowering. I can cook with it.
Right.
You know, I mean, everything you touch.
Everything you've touched has sesame oil on it at that point. Yep. All right, this goes here. Rinse that out. Set that there. Okay, so there we have 2 drinks off of the Phat Sammy's menu, and we'll see what those are like at Phat Sammy's, hopefully. But for this last drink, we're going to venture off of the Phat Sammy's menu, and we are going to do an original cocktail. How we doing? I got to get through this quick, don't I? Like 10
Dana
minutes.
says hi.
Hi, Dana. Hi, Russ. Hi, everybody. Right, original cocktail. So Huntsville, Alabama is also the home of the Rocket and Space Center, or Space and Rocket Center. I don't remember which one it is. But I thought what I would try and do then is a cocktail in honor of the Rocket and Space Center. So I'm taking my inspiration from the jet pilot, test pilot family of cocktails and doing a few different things with it. So first thing I need to do is, this is going to be a blended drink.
It's the home of Space Camp.
Space Camp! Is that where fledgling Space Force members go for summer camp? Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so we're going to start with, oh wait, I'm going to go through the ingredients, right? We're going to try and do this. So I have some spiced syrup here. So this is my usual blend of cinnamon and anise and clove and Jamaican allspice and cardamom and all sorts of other things thrown in here for spice syrup. Second ingredient, falernum. Ta-da! Third ingredient will be lime juice. Dun dun dun. And then there's a fourth ingredient that, oh right, like that I can't read without my glasses. Grapefruit juice. And then we are going to venture into the rum territory. And well, it is supposed to be a rocket, right? So you got to have some fuel for the rocket. So there's going to be some Lemon Heart 151 in there. And then oh right, so this is the primary rum that's going to be in here. The next up that we're going to do is we are going to reach over and grab some of the Angostura 1919.
That's the
Just
second stage. The first stage.
second stage.
The second
Right.
stage, we'll call it.
Right. And then you need something to ignite the stuff. And well, it is Alabama after all. So so we got a little corn shine here. This is Midnight Moon Moonshine, and this is a it says distilled from corn, listed as a grain neutral spirit, but this one has cherries added to it and a cherry flavor to it. So we're hoping this gives it a kind of a reddish color, the whole flaming thing for the rocket fuel here. So this is what, 40%? 40% alcohol, 75.5%, and this is clocking in at 50%. So you know, we're okay, right? But in terms of like first, second, third stage, I think is right. That's how that would work. How are we doing on cocktails? Should I make one and split it amongst the three of us, or should I make 2 full of these guys?
I think one. Up to you.
Sounds good. I mean, depends on how much. Why don't you make 2?
Ooh, we can do 2.
Pooch may get more.
I may get more.
Yeah.
Let's get more. There will be more. Okay, there's 2 blender tins.
Good on the drinks so far. So your instincts have been, I think, spot on.
Yeah, he's gotten decent at this.
It's almost like he's done a few.
I might have some practice involved, right? And these guys are just going to go in Mai Tai glasses, so should be easy enough. All right, so that's a ½ ounce of the spiced syrup. You can use cinnamon syrup if that's what you have on hand. That would make it easier. ½ ounce falernum. I have started just using the Bitter Truth's Golden Falernum. I do like the John D. Taylor's falernum, but I just find the Golden Falernum to be tastier and snappier. It's also more expensive, but Okay.
Try the gold. I mean, I like their products. Try their falernum.
Well, I have a shot glass here. Would you like to try some of their falernum? Let me make sure this is...
I generally find them excellent products.
Bitter Truth? Yeah. There you go. Should be enough to give you a taste of that. Ta-da! Okay, so spice syrup, falernum. Next up, lime juice. Maybe a ½ ounce of lime juice. Uh-huh.
That's like 90% of the drink right there.
½ ounce. ½ ounce.
Okay, so if we're only counting Quarantiki,
Okay.
That's 134 episodes,
Grapefruit juice.
3 drinks each. So he's made at least 402 cocktails.
Okay. Y'all talking about me over there. I
We
can hear
are.
you. ½ ounce of grapefruit juice. White grapefruit juice if you can get it. Pink grapefruit juice if you can't get the white. Ruby red grapefruit juice only if you have to. And if you do, cut back on the sugar. Because the ruby red is definitely more
I'm
sweet.
finding more and more white grapefruit juice on the shelves.
Really?
Like Ocean Spray and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread my my instructions. We are not using the Angostura 1919.
Oh.
No, this has as its base a Jamaican rum.
But they're
Ah.
it's
So
your recipe, though, right?
Right, it is. It is. But I threw the recipe together and I wanted an overproof Jamaican, and I was like, 1919 doesn't seem right. That's right, yeah, rocket fuel, remember? Rocket fuel.
right.
Okay, so we're going to go
Smith and Cross.
Smith & Cross, full ounces of Smith & Cross.
That is rocket fuel. I love opening the bottle and asking people who don't know what it is to smell it and just watching their reactions. That and the Ray and Nephew like
So there's the Smith & Cross.
Okay. I find it amusing because every once in a while I check my email just to make sure nobody's trying to contact me versus
Right,
other
right.
comms.
Uh-huh.
Somebody has just put in a new straw order
Oh.
because I got a notice of a referral sale on the straw orders.
I see. Thank you, whoever you were. 3/4 of an ounce of Lemon Heart 151. You could use any other overproof, like 151 Demerara, so you could use Hamilton's if you wanted. Lemon Heart is just, it's just Lemon Heart. I mean, there's just no other way to explain it. And when it calls for a 151, you will see, a 151 listed, or you will see Lemon Heart. And when they say Lemon Heart, they really mean you should be using Lemon Heart 151. Next up, 3/4 of an ounce of the Shine. I did have a taste of this earlier, and it does taste pretty cherry-like, but it is definitely a corn whiskey.
and it's only 50 ABV.
Yep. So there's 3/4, and there's 3/4. And if we feel like it, what we might try doing is floating a little of this on top and see if we get a nice color gradient, which might be nice. What else are we doing here? Oh, right. It's got to have some heat to it. So we're not going to go too hot here, but I am going to use some ginger bitters from Hella Bitters, and we're going to go with 2 dashes there. This is taking the place of the 1 dash of Angostura that would normally go in a jet pilot. Right. Normally, for a jet pilot, you would also do it's like 6 drops of absinthe, and I actually have a mix here of a couple of things. This is just, I can't say it's a proprietary mix, but I've put a few things together in this bottle, and I'm not going to tell you what's in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, some of it's absinthe, some of it is not.
Does make it hard.
Let's see, what else? Ice, right? We need ice in here, and then we need to flash blend this. Still have no scoop. Okay, we're gonna go with one of those. That was weird. All right. Not used to putting crushed ice in something and have it come out as a chunk and go splash. It's just 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. There you go. We have now flash blended our rocket launch cocktail. And we're going to put that in. What are we going to put that in? We're going to put that in one of these glasses. This is a Hidden Harbor mug, and this is a Tiki on 18th mug. I think that'll work. Right there. Okay. Same amount of ice in the other one. Or roughly the same amount of ice. This time I'll cover it so it doesn't go flying everywhere. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. There you go. There's your 5-second flash blend. Wipe off your spindle blender. Pour that into your mug. Splash, splash. It's still all frothy, which is why the level is so different.
And you're going to float some of the shine?
I thought I might, well, yeah, I could do that. I could try that. I have no idea whether it will float because I don't know what the relative densities are on these. Wait, oh. Let us not be stupid. Let us stick a straw in here and go, how awful is this?
What's the verdict?
Well, the verdict is we don't want to add another full ounce to this. So I'm going to just bar spoon this. See if this works. Pretty sure that's not actually doing anything color-wise. There is a little reddishness right in the middle here. I probably could have gotten that same effect by, you know, dashing some Angostura in the middle of it. So there we go. How about a red orchid for that, or pink orchid or something?
Yeah.
There we go. One pink orchid in there. One pink orchid in there.
Go on up. I'll have some of Pooch's. Yeah.
So next thing we should do, I think it needs a little something. So sure, let's do this. I'll do a little allspice over the top. Not allspice, I'm sorry.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg over the top. Because who doesn't like nutmeg, right? Nutmeg's pretty awesome. Oh, that smells really good now. Okay, so I'm going to stick my straw in there. We're going to stick a straw in there. You could kick it up with some mint or anything else you wanted.
Go ahead and go around, Bruce.
But there you go. Well, here is a rocket launch. Cheers.
Cheers.
To the U.S. rocket program.
Pretty good. A lot.
There's a lot going on in there.
Yeah, a lot of spice, a lot of...
Mm-hmm. That weird flavor that I can't figure out what is got to be corn whiskey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cherry, I get the cherry, it's like cherry Vishniak or something.
I think it could have done without the addition of the other half ounce of cherry liqueur on top because it didn't do anything visually for the cocktail.
Right.
You know, maybe if it feels pretty balanced to me in the sense of I don't want to add like grenadine to it and for a color effect.
Balanced and intense. I just think that it will benefit from about 30 to 45 seconds
Sitting on ice.
sitting on ice, letting the ice melt a little bit, knitting together.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's right.
Because it's big, it's a lot of flavor.
It's a big
Okay, I'm
drink.
going to come up and give this a taste. I'm afraid I'm going to make the face.
No, that's the
I don't-
best part.
When I make the face?
No, it doesn't have any of the bitterness that usually I would associate with you giving the face. I mean, that's kind of the face, but it's a non-committal.
It's a non-committal. It does nothing for me.
You know what would make that better for you would be the addition of pineapple juice.
Yeah.
If I just added, filled this up with pineapple juice, she'd be happy with it. Yep. I think that would be her flavor profile.
Yeah.
I can't even say she's necessarily wrong. A little pineapple juice might not go bad in here.
Can't hurt. Because you're starting out with a lot of concentrated, rummy, spicy, and cherry flavors. And so, however that opens up a little bit.
I don't think the ginger is actually doing it any favors.
I don't get much of the ginger, but is it the cherry? I mean, did you try that neat? Is the cherry really that strong in that?
It is kind of. I mean, it's not strong. I mean, but man, I am definitely getting a lot of the cherry on the end of this. Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Didn't need to have ounce.
It's punching through like hard on that cherry flavor. So it's good, but it's like I think that almost sure with a there's some brown whiskey drinks I like with cherry here
Yep.
for that reason.
I like whiskey and cherry.
Yeah.
I'm not so keen on, I think, rum and cherry necessarily, but
I have an update.
you have an update
I have an update.
on.
I do have my mic. So,
An update on what?
Wednesday night, I got to do one of my goals that I set for myself during COVID. So, during COVID, I bought a gift certificate
Oh,
to
yes.
Archipelago.
Yes, she did.
specifically to get the best drink on the menu, which is their large format.
I think it's the largest single drink
It is the
they
largest
serve.
I saw
single-
that picture.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
saw that.
yes. And so Wednesday night, we went out with Elizabeth and Zach and Amy, and I was able to have it.
There were 4 of us sitting at the table when you ordered that, and they said, "You are expecting others, aren't you?" And we said, "Yes." One more. It was very good. It was very, very good.
It was a very big drink.
It's a very, yes. Yeah. Yes. Yep.
What was it like?
It was a punch. It was.
We can't. We're not allowed
were
to
rums.
say what rums there were, but
There
there.
was Orgeat. There
there's-
was.
We can say there's overproof rum, and overproof rum, and 151.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We can say that. That's
Yeah.
the rum base.
Right.
Okay.
And if you look at the menu, it says that there's
Passion fruit.
passion fruit and orgeat,
Uh-huh.
I think, in there.
Yeah.
Which we were totally not getting. Zach and I
yummy.
were all over the place, and we guessed all 3 rums wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's so much for our capability to deconstruct a drink, but it was very good. It was. I have to say, it reminded me of the punch that I served at the party, though.
Well, what do you think, Star? Is it similar to the party punch?
I didn't find a lot of overlap with the party punch, so.
Oh well,
I think it has
potential, but it needs to.
Elizabeth says it was a lot of rum.
It was a lot of rum. Yes. I'm not sure what I would do differently. Cut back the.
cut that back.
Well, certainly the half ounce addition at the end. Not. No,
Right.
that comes out.
Because it's a very potent. I don't know if they. I'd be questioning if they really use real cherries for that, because that's such an intense flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know if they use like cherry concentrate or anything, but.
Bottle, does it say? It says do not drive a car or operate machinery while drinking this. Yeah, so
How am I going to get my tractor going?
it just says grain neutral spirits with cherries added.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, if you handmade moonshine with real cherries, if you take them at their word,
Right.
that's all there is. It's just yeah, I mean those are cherries. Yeah. That's where I got those cherries from.
Elizabeth also did not get a lot of overlap with the punch case. So.
Maybe I was just wrong. It's all right. They were both yummy. How's that?
Yeah.
There's the overlap. They were both yummy, so there. Nah. All right. So this is 40. So we're 10 minutes over because I babble a lot. So good, not great. Need to work on the rocket launch, but a fine first attempt. This did not blow up on the launch pad. So there we go.
Let's mellow it out a little bit with the ice. What do you think?
I think the base drink is better, mellowing out with the ice, but the extra half ounce of this stuff comes through more. So as it's mellowing, you're getting more and more cherry.
Flavor.
Yep. So definitely not the addition at the end. Nope.
Surprisingly, how powerful that part of it is.
And when you taste the shine on the side and then go back to the drink, it's like, oh yeah, that's clearly what I'm tasting here. It's like, wow.
So when you get a little simple, it's like, yeah, this is moved in, take it over.
Right. Yep. Yep.
This is on the drink now.
And then we'll sniff some Scarlet Ibis.
I added a drop of water to that, and it really brought out the vanilla notes, and you could really see.
Yeah, I really need to cut back this because I'm not getting the rum notes that I want. I'm picking up the lemon heart notes.
Yeah.
That spicy demerara note I'm getting from the lemon heart, but the rest of it not so much. I'm not getting really the Jamaican element.
No, it's.
And you know you're dealing with strong flavors when it's beating Smith and Cross down.
Yeah.
That's like, wow, okay.
It makes me wonder if it's really natural cherries, because
Yeah.
that's intense.
That's pretty woof. All right, but again, nobody spit it out. This was not dead on the launch pad, right?
Yeah.
So
it's something.
it's something. I like that. It's something. I can work with that.
But you're getting close.
I can work with that. We may have only been suborbitable with that, but you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, that's it. We're going to call it quits. It's been a little over an hour talking with you, making drinks, talking with friends, making drinks, drinking rum.
Next week you'll report on the compare and contrast.
Yeah, next week. Hopefully I will get back here, and next week I can report on Phat Sammy's as opposed to having to report to you that we didn't make it or something. That would be bad. I will talk to you all next week. At least that's the hope and the prayer. So have a great week, and we will make some more cocktails. Adios. I have to sign off drinking a drink, so there we go.